Well, I was supposed to be planting my potatoes this weekend, but under penalty of death from Mrs. Triple G, I've been painting my living room instead. But tomorrow's probably the day it's going to happen. Fingers crossed. But while I'm taking a break, let's go plant the egg carton carrots. So literally the day after I filmed my garden update last week, the carrots started to sprout. If you recall, I was going to plant these down at the Victory Garden, but I just think the cardboard is too flimsy to maneuver around. So I'm going to plant them here. But I think I mentioned in some video, I picked up some storage totes at Staples. They were pretty decent storage totes, only $9 a piece, and they look pretty sturdy. So I think I'm going to plant them in there. I'm going to fill up the containers with soil, and then I'm going to take these trays and I'm going to plant them right on top of the soil. And then what you do is you cover them with dirt. You don't bury the carrots, you just basically fill in around them. So everything's level across the top. But they're coming along. I mean, for the most part, there's a bunch of carrots that haven't sprouted yet. Like we got a lot along here. This whole row hasn't popped up. Oh, we got one there. This morning that wasn't there. So it's a little spotty. Oh, here, this row. Oh, it's not a carrot row. Never mind. So, I mean, most have come up. Like you get a few that even though we had the germinated seed, they never sprouted. Overall, it's not a bad system, but you definitely have to plant close to where you're doing this. And what I probably should have done at the time was actually just put these right into the container, and that way I wouldn't have had to juggle them around. Now I'm gonna have to take like a wide shovel, slide it underneath so I can move it into the container. These are the totes that I got from Staples. As I said, they're pretty nice. How many gallons? They're 27 gallons. So got a nice deep bin for the carrots to grow into. And I just picked up more carrot seeds. They're called Imperator, and those are the really long ones, supposedly. We'll see. I think I mentioned Hollis and Nancy's homestead. They grow the Imperator, and his carrots are phenomenal when they come out. So that's what I'm hoping for. But that's not what's going in here right now. It's my home saved seed, and I think they're Danvers, so they're not going to get that long. But this will still provide plenty of room for them to grow. The inside, as I said, it's nice and deep. So I'm going to use these two bins to plant the carrots. One egg carton there, and one egg carton here. Same thing on the one on the bottom. So I'm going to drill some holes in the bottom of this so it's got good drainage, and then I'm going to fill it up with oil. And then I'm going to fill it up with soil. So I'm going to drill starter holes all along the bottom with a small bit, and I'm going to go afterwards with a bigger bit. That way it'll stop any potential cracking of plastic. Now these raised parts are actually the low part inside the container. So I'm going to drill the holes in these ribs. Now I'm going to come back with the bigger bit and open them up. One good thing about the lids, catches all the plastic. There we go. So now we got a lot of holes. That should be some good drainage. And we don't have to worry about the carrots drowning. Well, I'm not going to fill this up all the way to the top. I'm probably just going to do it about halfway. I think that should be sufficient. Maybe a little bit higher than halfway, 2/3 of the way. And I think that should be sufficient for the carrots. Now, if and when I plant the Imperator carrots and I plant them in here, I would go all the way up to the top. So now I'm going to get my soil and start filling. So this is the reclaimed potting soil, and I mixed in some peat moss with it. And I'm going to add to it some all-purpose sand. Now this sand is actually a lot grainier than regular play sand. You can see the difference between the two. This is much finer than this. Now ideally, I would be putting in all the all-purpose sand, and that'll help with drainage, but I actually don't have very much left. I've only got a little bit in here. Well, that's not really going to be enough. So I am going to put in a bunch of the play sand as well to help with drainage. Whoa. If you're playing kick the tripod, take a drink. And I'm probably going to put in about half this bag. And this is really just going to disappear just because it's so fine. And now we'll mix it in. It's kind of damp though, so it's heavy as heck. You don't need to sit and watch me struggle with this. So when I'm done, I'll be back. So this is some nice loose soil, nice, light, friable. I mean, you can see the sand in there. So carrots, of course, like very loose soil. Most of this reclaimed garden soil is actually from my bucket garden, from the potatoes. So it's been sifted previously, and I don't have to worry about any rocks or anything like that in here, any twigs. Might be one or two in there, I'll find, but it's not a lot. So the carrots should have no problems growing through this when they grow down. So now I'm going to fill up the containers. I imagine this is going to be enough for just one bin, and I'll have to do another one for the other one. Now I didn't pre-moisten the soil, only because I didn't want to break my back shoveling it. So it's still relatively light right now. But when I do wet it down, it's going to compact a little bit. So let's see how much we actually have in here when we level it out. That's not too bad right now. We'll have to see what happens when we wet it. Because as I said, it'll compact. If not right away, certainly over time. That's not terrible for the depth. It's over half, not the 2/3 I had said, but I think that's fine. So I'm just going to put water in. This is about 2 gallons of water, rainwater. And we're just gonna pour the whole 2 gallons in. Boy, I probably should have put this where I wanted it to be. Because when I try to move it now, it's gonna be a pain in the neck to move. Boy, that was dumb. Let's see how heavy this thing is. Oh I'll be able to move it, but that's heavy. So as I said, I'm going to take a shovel and I'm going to slide it underneath the egg carton, hopefully, and carry it out to the container. I found this shovel at the community garden center. Someone was throwing it away, so I took it. There. It actually works quite well. So I did move the bin. It was heavy, and I'm putting it right behind the bed, the garden bed that I'm going to grow the sweet potatoes in. I might pull it back though, just a little bit this way, because I know those vines get a little crazy. So I'll just take it and we'll lay it in there. And then we'll put another egg carton in there, and maybe I'll move it to the side and just plant a few more carrots right over here. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So if you have like a dozen egg carton made out of the compressed paper, that actually fit perfect right in there. So I got the second egg carton. I'm going to put that in there too. If I did this again, just be better to start them right in the bin in those egg cartons rather than having to carry them over. Just put the egg cartons in at the start, put the lid on top, and that could serve as the cover to keep the moisture in and keep them damp and let them sprout. So I've actually got an 18 egg carton. I'm going to see if that would fit in there. Even better. So if I cut that little edge off right there, I can put fill that up and put more carrots in. I'm probably going to do that. They're going to be a couple of weeks behind, but that won't be a problem as long as I remember. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw some soil on top of it as they recommend. So I've got some more soil. This is what I grew my carrots in last year, and you can see that all-purpose sand in there provides a lot more open area, or a lot more potential for drainage. So I'm going to bury these egg cartons now. Oops, didn't want to do that. So you got to be a little bit more careful. Now water them in. And by tomorrow we should have carrots. I left the door open and I got a big ass bumblebee keeping me company in here. Oh good, he found the way out. So we got the carrots in, and it's a good thing, but oh, I guess he didn't find his way out. There he is. So we got the carrots in, and as I said, it's a good thing we got them out of here, because I need the room for my tomatoes. I'm bringing them out to the greenhouse to start hardening them off, keeping my eye on that bee. And I've already brought the potatoes out here because overnight temperatures for the next week or so are supposed to be in the upper 40s, lower 50s. And as I said, within the next week or so, we're going to be planting out the tomatoes too. But the potatoes, hopefully, will be going in the ground tomorrow. But if you want to see what we do in the garden last week, check out this video right here. And then subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that way you'll be able to follow along in the progress on all of our vegetables. And this bee, as I try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching. The freaking door is open in here. It's wide open. He can't find his way out.